One thing that is going well is there are injured guys that figure to make an impact that are coming back, and this was a good sight today. Nick Chubb activated and off of the PUP list, so he's got 21 days to get activated to the active roster, going through drills. And again, it's the beginning of the process, but it is the beginning. So again, he has 21 days to be activated. Also, some other roster news. So in addition to Nick Chubb, we see that Nyheim Hines, Michael Dunn, also designated for return to practice. Signed to the active roster from the practice squad is Nathaniel Watson. Guess that is to try to help shore up the run defense that was not good against the Raiders. David Njoku is set to practice today after missing 3 games. Browns also now know that Michael Hall will be suspended first 5 games. That includes the games he's missed earlier this season, so he's got a couple more under the NFL's personal conduct policy. All good things. You know, they need playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Cooper has been not what Amari Cooper usually is. You haven't had Chubb and you haven't had Njoku. Those are your top 3 playmakers. So that explains a little bit. And having said that, they got to figure something out.
Yeah, absolutely do. I mean, I think they're kind of caught in, what is actually probably their identity right now. Jerome Ford, to his credit, the statistics don't look terrible, but, you keep in mind, in the Jacksonville game, there was a big 4th down run that obviously aided his statistical output. He was better in the 4th quarter against the New York Giants, had a big run Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders, which, kind of made his stats look better than they were. Offensively, we talk all about the younger receivers. And, a lot of it has been, in last week, certainly trying to get the ball consistently more and more to Amari Cooper. The wonder there for me is, what was the point of investing in all these other guys? You certainly went out and made a trade for Jerry Jeudy. You signed him pretty much as quickly as you acquired him to a contract extension. You thought the process was going to be to try to, divvy up targets. Amari with a huge drop on Sunday. Even when Amari, does go well right for him, you get what you think is going to be an 80-something yard touchdown. You kind of get a phantom holding call that should have probably never been called. I think the part of it is the malaise where they basically go, 2 quarters without getting much done. And then all of a sudden, the confidence level shrinks. And it's not the way you can succeed in any professional sport. Your confidence has to be supreme high, sky high at all given times. So it is certainly something that they, are struggling with, and the question is going to be, these guys are returning to the practice field. The probability that any of them are going to play Sunday is probably out the window to this point. So the question is, when these guys actually go from, returning to practice to being able to play, is the whole going to be, a huge, great margin, kind of like it was in 2022, when Deshaun Watson finally got back and was able to play for this team?